your statue. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that
if I just keep my eyes shut, maybe this time it'll be enough.
So I need the dark. Without you here I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you, foot on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Say it slow right now until the truth comes out. I gave you everything, and I gave you everything. Say it slow right.
They haven't set up their positions well, allowing Cat. Oh my god! Good evening, everyone. For those of you watching on the Asia server, after a few days of break, we're back with the Clan Wars Asia Blitz Cup. Right. Just ignoring it for a few moments. I'm going to have to log into my Asia server account. So just wait for a moment. I'll be back very soon. But the reason why it has been delayed or something like that is because scammed. Don't know what's going on there. But if you're wondering what has been going on for this community tournament, basically two teams dropped out because of a row between a player who allegedly stole the strats without permission. And I have to give huge credits to the organizers for handling this situation very professionally. That has resulted in the ban of the player for the future tournaments. However, the clans between them, I think they showed a high level of sportsmanship, in my opinion, and the clan which contains that player drops out consensually. Like they asked to drop out of this tournament, and the clan that was affected dropped out at the start. And I think the way it's been handled, it's really good to see. And that has resulted in a format change for this stage, and now we're going to be seeing 6 teams in round robin. Okay, so if you don't know what's going on, this is the stage 2 of games before DST and RN dropped. No, this is the stage 1 of games. So it was Feast and King, DST and GV, and then DTG, RN, HLV, and 9V going through. And tonight we're going to be following this. We're going to be starting off with GV versus DTG, and then next I think it was King versus GB next, and then we move on to the next 3 rounds in the next few days. This is the qualifying stage, where it's all about the seeding. DST was the only one that went all the way through to stage 2. However, they dropped out of this tournament because of the controversy, and this was what was supposed to happen a few days ago, because RN and also DST dropped out, where RN lost against DST 3-4, I believe, and that has caused 3-4, I believe. And because these two teams are dropping out, which means King and 9V are stuck in a very interesting position. So that is why we're going to be seeing this group stage now. I think the table will be given at a later time. Just going to find the room and the password. And the game is crashing, I believe. Oh, there we go. Oh. The game has crashed, so let's load it once again. Okay, got it. I've got it, and here we go. This is DTG versus GV. Actually, GV hasn't shown up. I was a little bit late, but here we are. Let's change. Hopefully, yeah. There are a lot of skipped frames. I don't know why. I don't know what's causing a lot of frame drops. But here we are. DTG versus GB. "14 feast in one room, and we didn't get to have 7 versus 7 feast internally." Here we are, DTG going with Airbos in the IS-4 alongside PP Lang and Pitbulls. That was a very interesting name from that IS-4, PP Lang. I don't know what's going on. Big Boycott in the Crab Bargain, and Matt Dodd in the T110E5 with Put Krapow and the T110E5. E7 is not playing tonight, however. We are seeing GB on the other hand with Officer and the IS-4, Nomads in the Crab Bargain, Yogai Govinda in the T110E5, Demon T22 alongside Monaco. And are they going to show up with only 5 players? That is not good indeed. We saw Rackham did a I mean on the EU server with Blitz Premier Cup, which kickstarted, and teams are now in the group stage, stage 2. Rackham went out in the spectacular fashion. They didn't show up, and they lost, and they couldn't qualify despite finishing second in their own group. Group 1, the top 3 are all through, which would be Vale, Turks, and also Immortals. And with Group 2, that is Dinos. So for the group stage in stage 2, it will be Endgame, APA, Serenity, Loka, BPS, and A1L1 alongside Turks, Dinos, Vale, and Immortals. And I think it's going to be a very exciting exciting matchup. It is going to be. Before Nightbot is going to delete your messages, I just got. Good bot, Nightbot. I could see it coming. So I mean that was pretty much a bit of a spamming territory. But I think we only have one more minute to go. Berlin is now in. That is not good. DTG might be fighting with 7 versus 6. Oh, Vatican is now here. So now we have enough people. But will it be a problem for GB because DTG apparently are a lot more ready than GB, but we saw yesterday, Rackham Day, at least one game against Immortal, so that doesn't always seem to be the case, particularly end game, where I think some previous skills tournaments they only showed up with 6 players. Nightbot is not a supporter of E7, unfortunately. Oh, Nub Edge is now here, Yakuza is now here, so we are in. GV. Back with their double T22 strategy. It seems Asia server has not caught up with the M60 we saw yesterday, where it has worked to a huge degree. It has really good turret armor, and the shape of this tank is really good as well. It's very narrow and slim, and it will be hard to put your shells in. It's just like the Gorilla. But on steroids, without the gun, obviously, without a different gun, I would say. So it's going to be hard to aim at M60, just like how it is difficult to aim at a Gorilla, especially when you're far away. Then M60 is probably invincible, unless your gun is very accurate. That is a different story. So you also have the auto loading mechanic, which can be really good in my opinion. When you are talking about burst damage and talking about ambushes. So I think now the meta has become a lot more tilted towards boom type, where you kind of have a slow start. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, you suddenly have a boom, and whatever the enemies do, they can't cope with the increase in cap points and also the hit point pool deficit. So this is what we call about boom strategy, and I would say all 4 servers now are going into this type of strategies we are seeing with Monaco, looking to go towards. See though, I'm just going to check whether I have the right sites. Yeah, I got the right sites. Here we are, Monaco, taking a little bit of splash damage, but on the other hand, we have Knob Edge down there near B. Great shot into air boost, by the way. Demon couldn't connect, but but they are moving at the same time. So the cap points are with GV, they got C. They are trying to get A, but Knob Edge is a little bit careless here, taking some unnecessary hits by air boost. So they do not want to, you know, you have to be really careful. Hello, Chippy Chips. No, I don't have any plans. To be honest, that was really bordering on the spam territory, to be honest. Here, Nomad's now taking a hit here, and not very hype, true. But I mean, E7 is not here tonight, so no E7 for you. DTG is already pushing the lineup towards the enemy area, but they have to be really careful though, because they are a little bit spread out, and if and not very well connected as well. So if GB realizes this, they can push on to Pit Boost and Boycott to get A, but they don't have to do that. They have the hit point, they have the cap lead. They do not have the hit point pool lead, so they have to be really careful. But I have a bad feeling about Pit Boost here. If we see, he might be met by a lot of tanks when GB decides to push. We know that GB sometimes make a push even if they have cap lead to seal the deal pretty much, and you're seeing hit points dropping quite some hit points, and that means GV has the hit point pool lead back. And GV would be very happy about this one, and Air Boost preparing to go into B, but they do not want to do that. At the moment, Knob Edge is there to stop Air Boost, and potentially Berlin ready to drop down support. But he's looking at C. So GV is defending all caps here, and they have to be really careful though. Now I'm worried that GV is the clan, the team here. And that is quite quite spread out. Demon, however, can roam around left, right, and center to get spots up. That could be very important. That would mean DTG is stacking up on A, potentially make a push. But GV is also stacked up near A, so they can't make a push on A. Worries would be on C though, but there's only a bigger slide of QF near C. And he will spot up Berlin, so he can't go into C. So DTG are left, but with little choice now. The time is running out a little bit, but they have to make a move. They have to make a gamble. I'm not sure if that gamble is going to pay off, but they are looking to rush up officers on GV now. And DTG needs to be really decisive on this one because they are rushing into the enemy's defensive setup. So they cannot hesitate at all. And they're looking to shut down officer. They need to get officer out. And they need to get a focus fire right. Potts is going to put a great shell into officer, and PP Lang another great shell into officer. But look at the T110 looking to shut down Nomads with C, captured by QF. That is really good stuff by DTG here. They're looking to get cap points here. The hit points are in huge favor of DTG right now. They're looking to finish off officer, and Nomads is now going to be really low. It's a huge brawl fest right here. Officer's now the first tank down. Nomad's going to be the next tank down, potentially with Pitbulls now dead. Nomad's also dead. Knob Edge is the focus for DTG. QF up there trying to put break shots. But great kill by QF onto Knob Edge. You can focus the mouse in this case. And Yogai Govinda's now dead. It's now going to be 6 versus 3, but it's going to be DTG with the win by capturing C. And Berlin, I think, got a bit of distracted. Should have done something to prevent C from getting captured, because he's positioned there. He's put there to do that job, and I think he didn't commit to that job and gave away C, and that was very important. DGG winning C. Yes, we love CIS and we love medium tanks, so it's a win-win. So DTG, well done. Very decisive move onto GV's defensive setup. Had they hesitated for a tiny little bit, it could have gone very differently. So kudos to DTG for being very decisive in that move. Otherwise, it could have gone very wrong. And it's now 1-0 to DTG. Maddox's game crashed. That's not good. So here we are, we're going with DTG now. On a very solid win in the previous one. This is a lot better than we saw back in the spring seasons. So they have improved a lot from the spring season, and this is a lot more cohesive and a lot more focused. And I think you have to give a lot of credit to DTG. They are not a new team by any means. They have been here for a while, but I think only recently have they been really strong. And I think now DTG, a great win against GV, and that will mean that would bode well for their chances in the top 8 in the summer season. Monaco directly gets into C, trying to get a capture here, but will Putt Capral be able to reset Monaco? I don't think he's Capral from G Game, but the name sounds really similar. So we have C now getting captured with Pitbulls trying to get A. Hip the captains once again in favor of GV, and it's all on DTG once again to make that rotation. So if they want to gamble, they can absolutely rush Berlin immediately. That tank is horrendously not out of position. I think he is tasked to reset B, but he is isolated, and so is Knob Edge. So DTG, they are very defensive at the moment here. If they get some more spots up, I think they would make that move. GV looking to be aggressive on C, looking to actually... Oh, Pot has to run away. He might be in some sort of trouble. QF is spotted. He might get more spots up, but maybe DTG might want to make a push onto Berlin and Nutmeg. Now GV is very spread out, and I'm really not sure if they are able to support them quickly enough if they decide to rush now. But now Nomads and Monaco are trying to come back, so the DTG's golden opportunity to push out Berlin and Nutmeg is gone. But that's, you cannot blame them, they don't know this. So, DTG at the moment, still hanging on, they do not have the cap lead, so they are waiting for GV to have a weakness here. Airbus taking a big hit by Berlin, has to be really careful, hit points are still with DTG, but by a tiny little bit. And don't forget, once again, GV has 2 mediums or light, so absolutely you do not want to lose hit points, because mediums and lights, T22 has really good DPM, Vickers Light has really good mobility. You do not want to fall victim under these 2 tanks. And Demon spotted up quite some tanks, great shot into pit boost, forces DTG to go back. And I think really now DTG, they have to figure out how to push. And Airbus is now in deep trouble. Not in deep trouble, but he's low. They are low. So they are taking more hits, and this is not good. Has to stay alive. Now that DTG does not have the hit point pool lead. Oh, suddenly out of nowhere, QF is getting C. Well, Monaco has the ability to reset it. Great shot though, but oh, look at DTG now. Pot Prow is now trying to shut down Monaco, but on the other hand, GV might be looking to push off pit boost at Berlin 1v1 against Airbus. Oh, I think GV might have this one this time. Boycott's trying to support Airbus. Great shot right here. And I think he will put the second shell into Boycott. And that's another great shell. And Airbus killing off Berlin in the end. Pit boost is now horrendously low. And I believe now the DTG needs to come in as soon as possible support. They got C as well. Monaco gets out of this by taking quite a lot of hits. But he is alive. Which is very important. You want to stay alive, and in a medium or light, this is very important in the late game stages. Airbus is now KO'd. Hit points are now with DTG. PP Lang is going to go down very soon, and he is going to try to shut down Officer. And it is the case. It is now 5 vs 5. People is going to go down. 4 vs 5. QF still really healthy. Great shot into Monaco. Is now down to 1 shot, but Nomad's trying to put a shot into Monaco. I mean QF, and it's still really close to call nonetheless. Demon's going to be the next tank in line for DTG. They need to get this tank out of the game, and I think this can be an important kill. Now A's getting captured by GV. They're looking to secure speed as well. Demon's now killed. The Boycott is now toying with Yoga Yavinda with QF now killed, unable to take out Monaco. This can be very huge indeed, and now the focus is on Nutmeg. Nutmeg is now a 1 shot, and Pot Prow needs to kill that off. If they do that, it's now going to be 965 cap points for DTG. If they kill one more tank, it's over. But Boycott needs to be killed by GV. It's only a 1 shot, and only 1 shot would do. But 995, a kill would mean that DTG needs to survive. Now that Monaco is looking to go into C, they need a kill. DTG needs a kill. This is really close to call, and that kill onto Yoga Yavinda and Monaco inability to get into C just in time means that DTG is now on 2-0. Wow, what a game by both teams. Really great job setting only 3 tanks to shut down to support Vickers Light, but could have been a bad strategy nonetheless, because the T125s have used the speed boost, and they do not have speed boost in their repository, and that means that they might relocate very slowly. Unfortunately, GV, I believe they weren't very quick enough in killing off tanks. There are isolated tanks near A, but they aren't clinical enough to make their kills. DTG really tried their best near A to get the focus, and their focus priority and their teamwork and their synergy is a lot better than GBS in Rockfield so far. And will that continue towards Fort Despair, where it is mainly heavy oriented, so potentially we will see DTG going with no mediums. But GB loves their mediums or lights. But they're going to take one this time because it's Fort Despair. It's a very heavy, heavy style map, setup style map right here. But DTG potentially going with triple mouse. We do see mouse getting used on this map because of the flat ground and its relatively small size perceptionally. And DTG, as expected, will not be taking a medium tank, and they are going to be taking a lot of IS4s. The DPM can be quite low for DTG. GV, they will have not a lot of advantage, to be honest with you, but Demon can be very important when it comes to flanking from behind and so on. And DTG now going with double mouse by Airbulls and Pitbulls. The Boycott and PP Lang Hut Pow and QF in the quadruple IS4s. Matt Dot in a T125. GB is going with double IS4 by Officer and Berlin. Nomad in the Crown Bargain. Double mouse by Yoga, Govinda and Up Edge. Demon T22 and Monaco in the T125. And QF has yet to ready up. And it's now in the IS4. So many IS4s. Quadruple IS4s of DTG. I am very sure GB is going to win this one. Why do you torture me like this? I need to speak to the manager of DTG. That's totally unacceptable behavior right here. Too many IS4s. This is not good. I hate it. No. So GB, Blue Team North Spawn with DTG Red Team South Spawn. With GB looking to get spots in that T22 medium. That is going to be the very, very important tank for GB to get flanking motion. But he will spot a Putt Crop Prow, put a great shot here. It is a great shot, but almost a miss. So at least it went through, so it's good. So at least a lot of information been obtained. DTG are committing their tanks near A, B. They don't want to go for B too quickly at the start. And Putt Crop Prow. It's being punished for trying to get into B so early on. That's every set, as always, we do see a lot more teams going into the middle cap very quickly at the start, but it seems DTG is trying to do that but unsuccessful. But Yoga Govinda also a little bit careless to get a lot of hits already. Oh, he's now down to less than 1,000 hit points. Nubbish just going into B. I have to say, GV, this is a really bold call. Because Nubbish also takes a big hit there. I do think that is the best call from GB here. They're trying to apply pressure onto the northwestern corner here. Boycott is trying to pull back, but PP Land needs to go in and to shield the Boycott. The Boycott's trying to, you know, do staircasing with PP Lang, and this is going to be really interesting to see. But DTG is unable to cope with the focus from GB. They have Nomad's now putting his full clip into Boy Clock, and also IS4s are very low in low in DPM, but already in the middle, DTG has acted quickly, taking out the double mouse. This is very important. Boycott is now dead, and that is now 6 versus 5. PP Lang is in deep trouble. PP Lang is trying his best to stay alive, but he bounced the shell. Demon, oh, takes a big hit here. Getting caught by DTG's now down to 1 shot, so that is a very important move right here. DTG still has the hit points and the tanks, but they need to take out Berlin as soon as possible. With Nomads now dead, Berlin is now going to be killed by QF. PP Lang's still alive for some odd reason. I don't know why, but he's alive for way too long. And with Monaco now dead, great ram from Airbulls into Officer. But what is this match from GV? Don't know why the double bounce. Think that was a misplay here. Wasn't very well communicated. I think they had an idea to try and get B, but I believe they didn't think that DTG was stacking up really nicely on B. And you have to ask the question how GV got to be the champion of the Asia server back in the winter season, because that is not it. And they had to do a lot better here, because they lost to HLV, and now DTG is on the match point 3-0 for them, and I feel very genuinely worried about GV. They have to prove themselves here, because this is not the best. And they have to do better in the next one. They are now going with and DTG definitely very prepared and definitely strong, a lot stronger than the spring season. So I think DTG has a great shot in securing a top 8 spot in some season. I think that would be the first time, probably. I think ever. I couldn't recall DTG getting in the top 8 in any season on the Asian server, despite being here for quite a long while. So I think summer season could be a big season for them, and that performance against GB would really convince me about a top 8 finish. So hopefully they will continue this form, and they're now going with triple ice falls by Airbus, Podcast Proud, and QF, double mouse by B Boycott and Pitbulls, double crown Wagen by Matt Dodd and PP Lang. GV, they desperately need to turn their fortunes around. They're going with double ice falls by Officer Berlin, Nomats the Crown Wagen, double T125s by Yoga Govinda and Monaco, Demon T22 and Nutbitch in the mouse. And if GB continues to play like this, I'm very worried, and now very worried, even more worried than they are back at the start of the winter season, whether they are able to secure a top 8 finish in the end, because this is not like it. DTG is probably a clan you will face in, for example, the group stage quarterfinals, or in some season probably the first round. Because we know that Asia server is a really small server, and they do not have a lot of pop teams, so that can be quite interesting to watch. And with Demon, spotted, we're looking to put shells in, but Matt Dot is spotted as well. Oh, great shot by Matt Dot into Demon. I think got careless right here, like there, should have pulled back first before turning around, and he lost some unnecessary damage. Chibi once again committing their forces near the corner, but DTG, they're in position to reset B and Air, and DTG can try to make a play on C and capture it. Not Bitch is trying to get B, but will the IF Spore there of Airbus get the reset shell? He definitely does, and it's actually very open here, and he needs to put that next shell in, because before Not Bitch is able to get a kill. Nutbitch to get that cap, and Airbus definitely able to put that shot in. Trying to put an hate into Nutbitch, but unsuccessful. Oh, Nutbitch going back into B. Interesting, but Airbus still right here. Hipwood still with DTG, and training wise this time GV has done better. But Airbus is not resetting B because they got C. So that means now it's going to be G without hit point, without the cap lead. So with that C cap secured, they're now trying to make a play here, but they have to be really careful. Demon can farm the tanks near the middle for days. Hitpoint's still neck and neck. Hitpoint's taking a hit by Nutbitch. Demon can put a great shell into Pitbull, so that's the case. Hitpoint's now in favor of GB, but DTG has to be really careful here. E7 is so inspirational, I agree, but at the moment here we have Pitbull still in middle, taking a hit by Demon. They have to wait. DTG, I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. Going down to the middle, try and secure a position to hold down, but at the expense of quite a lot of hit points. PP land and also QF. Questionable, very questionable moves. I don't know what's going on. Air was trying to get Yoga Govinda. The hit points still with the hit points now with GB by quite a big margin. And DTG, I think there is a lot less coordination this time over here. The Boycott's trying to get B. That could impose a caps lock here, but Airbus is now getting joined by Monaco and Yoga Govinda. And this game will surely going to be GB. Don't see how DG is able to make a comeback from this. Trying to get B unsuccessful. DG is now going to make a move. A last-ditch effort to shut down Berlin here. And this can be very important if we go into Pot Prow. PP Lang is now dead. Air Boost is still alive, able to kill off Yoga Govinda. DTG, maybe they have a chance, but they don't have hit points. QF, Airbus now dead. It's now 4 versus 6. And Nubbish is now dead, but Boycott's going to kill Berlin. It is going to be the case. Now it is 4 versus 4. But GB has a lot more tanks with a lot more hit points. Matt Dot's still really healthy. But he has to save that shell. And he has to put a shell into Officer. Or is he going to save the last shell? Great shot into Demon. But Pitbull's now going to be killed by Demon. And the next tank is going to be Potkra Prow. The frames per second still really low, unfortunately. But Boycott's going to put a great shot into Officer. Matt Dot also. Great shot into Officer. But with Potkra Prow now dead, it's now 2 versus 4. Is DG able to survive this long enough? I don't think so. Matt Dot's now dead, leaving B Boycott, the last person standing. And with Officer, a one shot now. It's going to put a nice bounce onto Boycott. And that kill to Officer would not be enough. It's going to be GB with 1 game back. This time saying DTG, a very questionable move in the middle. Not unlike their last 3 games. Last 3 games they were a lot more coordinated and they a lot more well connected. But this is just trying to rush it one by one basically, and they aren't working in tandem, so they have to not play like this and play like they were in the last in their last 3 wins there. Those 3 games, they are very great. They are very good communication. This one, not quite. And hopefully, GV, this is a great match, great defending right here. 4 tanks to 1 2K for DTG, but GB 5 tanks to 1 2K. Still match 1 to DTG, but GB might be on in the corner, trying to make a comeback. Around the corner, might be around the corner trying to make a comeback here. 3-1 so far for GB. DTG, I mean. Gonna say hello to everyone. iChuck or Stratolite Chippy Chips. How are you all doing? Hopefully we have more people watching this soon. I don't know, my computer is very slow today. I'm just going to close the mail. Hopefully that will help. Here we are. DTG is going with quadruple crab bargains. What's it going to be different? It's going to be quadruple. No. They are playing around, probably, but if it's going to be the case, quadruple crab bargains by Airbus. For Boycott, PP Lang and Potkra Prow, Matt Dot, T135, Pitbull's Eyes for QF, Vickers Light, GB going with double, a lot of doubles, double Eyes 4 by Officer Berlin, double T135 by Normax and Yoga Govinda, the signature double T22 by Demon and Monaco and other maps. Middleburg can be a tough map, but double T22 can do the job near the city side if they are committing their tanks to the hillside, but they have a mouse, so they would probably send 1 or even 2 T22s up the hill first to get spots and then go down to support that mouse. The mouse will be trying to get that cap in the city side probably. Meanwhile, DTG quadruple club bargains. Interested to see how it's going to pan out for them. But I'm very sure they're going up the hill on C. We're going to be seeing QF potentially making spots. Spotted up Monaco and Demon, so that's really good. They're going to see because they know GV's not going to go here. Pitbull's now going for B, and I think there is a big push coming in, trying to shut down Pitbull's here. Crown Vargas need to come in support Pitbull's. Pitbull's in deep trouble. Can Pitbull survive for long enough? Airbus come in support, but the Crown Vargas need to come in now. I think they'll focus on Yoga Gavin, or is it not? But Pitbull is getting liquidated very early on. Mullet, that's the word that Fujit would use in this situation. Yoga Govinda is tracked, but I think the Crown Vargas a little bit slow in the reaction. The hit points is still with GB at the moment here. With that IS-4 being seconded out and in the first few seconds, I don't think Pitbulls would be happy about this. Focus fire from DTG is lacking at the moment. Yoga Govinda is finally dead, but they have to get it right now. QF is now going to be joined by Demon and obviously two T-22s. It's really onto the Crown Vargas of DGG now to make a play here. They need to kill off Berlin quickly. Airbus dropping the speed boost, looking to shut down Berlin potentially. And it is going to be the case. Berlin's going to go down. The hit point still with GV at the moment is it's dog stinner. Typical textbook dog stinner. Right here, Airbus is going to put a great shot into Berlin, killing that tank of a Matlock is now dead. But how can you do 1 versus 1? QF doing a really great job actually against Demon. It's now one shot, trying to run around using this the mobility that the Vikings possesses, and Putcrop Prow is now dead. Not much rams into Airbus, but GV has 3 caps, so time is ticking out. Time is taking for DTG. They also lost the Vikings as well. Tough luck to QF. They almost got it, but boycott is now very low. It's going to be the next focus. Airbus is now going to be killed potentially by the T-22s. It's not going to be the case, but this is not a great game by DTG. The Crown Vargans were very slow to react, and already Pitbull's got eviscerated very quickly at the very start, and GV just able to continue to punish DTG here. It could have been DTG's game to win, but really the focus fire wasn't really good as well. So DTG, they are starting to slump, and this is not something we all want to see. DTG, they do not want to. They need to arrest that slump here, because this is not going to go bode well. Potentially GV, if they win the next one, it's going to be match point to GV as well. And if GV wins this one, it's going to be actually GV losing three games at the start and winning 4 games consecutively. And this could very well happen here. And let me remind you, this has happened to Mercy against 7 Star. And 7 Star won it in the end, despite losing 3 games at the start. The same thing could happen. You can also talk about Aqua against Endgame, losing 3 games at the start, and Endgame won 5 on a run to win it 5-3. Here we are, DTG now changing up, dropping the Crown Vargans, now only taking 2 Crown Bargains. Triple IS-4s by Airbus, PP like a Matt Dot, and Mouse will be played by Pitbulls, Potcrop Prow in the T-22. GV is going with Officer, double IS-4 by Officer and Berlin, Nubedge, Kron, double T-22 by Demon and Monaco, and we have Yoga Yavinda Nomads, double T-125. QF, looking to put a shot into QF but unsuccessful, I mean Monaco. But DTG going to put their tanks into the city, that could be really bad. But they're just going to do the same thing as GV did last game. But GV didn't have any tanks there. This is going to be a mind play by GV probably. And that would bode well with GV because it's better to get to control over the hillside rather than AB. You might get AB, you might have caps. Problem is, defending B is hard. It's always a difficult one. It's very close to hillside. It's very concealed as well. So so you have to defend a lot of areas. That will wear your forces thin. And what GB needs to do, great coordination from both sides in both spawns, and that will do the job for GB. But so they have to act quickly because now DTG has 2 caps compared to GB only 1. So they are doing this exactly what I'm saying. 3 tanks near the DTG spawn, 4 tanks on their spawn. And they're going to get B, actually. This is what I'm talking about. It's hard to defend B. This is exactly... Now GB will be getting 2 caps, and this means it's all to DTG. That needs to be moved now. Mouse and also Boycott now, trying to shut down Officer. Focus on Officer right now. Boycott is tracked. Hit points are now with DTG at the moment. They're now trying to shut down Officer Berlin. This is going to be big here. Officer is now going to be a 1-shot. Only down to 4 hit points here. With Pitbull's looking to make a great ram. It's Officer killing that tank up, but it's going to be PP Land that's going to make that ram. Pitbull's is killed. GB is focusing the mouse as always. Berlin is now going to be quite low. Pitbull's great show into Berlin. And on fire temporarily as well. Berlin's now dead. And the Boycott is going to be the focus for GB. Potentially the QF would not survive under Demon. Bounces that shell as well. But Boycott is going to be killed. There's actually 5 versus 5 hit points are now back with GB now. This is still really close call, but DG has secured B again. But GB, they still have a double T22 still alive. This can be very important. QF still toying around with Demon here. And Demon kills of QF. Yoga Gavin is going to be the next focus for DTG. They're trying their best, but they lost Potcrop Prow as well. And A is going to be captured by GB, but this is going to be GB's game. With DTG unable to deal with GB's mobility, I would say. Double T22s once again this time doing a great job, and they aren't able to win this one. And it's going to be a match point. GB might be on the cusp of a victory here after losing 3 games at the start. That was a big comeback you're seeing right here. Matt Dodd is going to put a great shot into Nomats, and I'm very sure GB Berlin's pep talk is back. You can't underestimate Berlin's pep talk here, and it has done a huge effect. And now Abel is the last person standing. Berlin must be very happy about this. I would say pep talks always works, and if you want to be inspired, if you want pep talks. If you're a caller, if you want to know how to do pep talks well, ask Berlin. He is an expert on that, and this goes on to show. Now GB 3-3. One more win, and GB will win this picture, and this can be huge for GB, and that was good. Good mind play by GB here. 4 times in more than 2k. Seldom can you win by getting cap lead on the city side, and I think DTG knows this. They're trying to do the same thing as GB, but they are saying no tanks there. So DTG, unfortunately, only 3 tanks doing more than 2k. They tried their best. They played their hearts out, but they can't really do the job to defend against a lot of areas. You simply can't do that. Middelburg. That's why no one has a strategy on both A and B cap to get a cap lead there, because it's so hard to defend. And now on to tiebreaker DTG. Now on to Vineyards. Could be a good map for GB potentially, because double T22s once again. Bait map for double T22. Okay, here we go. DDG. Are they going for 7-star? Hello, 7-star. Hello, Ufbin George. Are you playing for DDG tonight? Double 50Bs by PP Lang and B Boycott. Double bad chats by Q-Star Universe Prowse, rather. Being Opta tonight for me. E7 versus HRV. HRV won first 3 and E7 won 4 consecutively. Pitbulls will be in the mouse. Very interesting choice for Vineyards, but we know what happened to Jokers. Ask Assassin about playing mouse on Vineyards. Very unusual call, but it can work. If you go into A, because that is used sometimes as a red herring. And then we have ARWV and Backdoor, double team and 10-5s. Monaco try and get C, but Q-Star Universe might have an eye on C, so Monaco doesn't want to go for C, but Yoga give in there. Could get spotted, but look at DTG just flexing around. But Yoga Gavinda can push shells into the crossing tanks. Oh, great shell into PP Lang. DTG isn't starting well, but the D22s are running away. I think GB is playing this one really well. They're really now getting a ace game abandoned by DTG. This is not looking good for DTG at all. Oh, but some shots been onto Berlin. They're trying to shut down Berlin potentially. C's getting captured. The Caps are still with DTG, but oh, great reset shot. But Pitbulls, can he survive there for long enough? It's on to DTG to make a move on the other side now. The 50Bs and the bad chats, they have mobility. And the T22s are not as trying to put shots in. Pitbull's still alive. They got A. And they're going back now. Pitbulls now have to make a move. Pitbulls need to make a play now. He has to get aggressive now. B is now going to be captured by DTG. Hit points still with G by quite a great margin. So I don't know if the B batch that's able to put shots there. Very low penetration. And they're going to run into frontal armor. Oh, Matt Dot's now dead. They need to get focus fire right there. Not doing this well at the moment here. And GV looking very strong at the moment. Q-Star getting taken out very quickly. And we have ARWV now killed, and this is over for DTG. GV it's going to win 4-3, and in quite a huge, big fashion as well. Berlin pep talks. You have to ask Berlin, how did you do this? He has done it a lot of times, and for a lot of times it has been successful. So never underestimate GV's capability in making a comeback here. This is what we are talking about. DTG, although it has 2 caps, they don't have the cap points and they don't have the hit points. Surely, Potts is going to kill off Officer. It's going to be the case. Officer bounces, but Puck Prow is taken up by Monaco with Pitbull's killing off Officer. That's not going to be enough. It's going to be a great win for GV 4-3 to DTG. And that's a lot better. The last 4 games, GV has done a lot better. And the first 3 games, these is not GV. But I have to give credits to DTG for trying their better, for trying a very unusual strategy, but couldn't quite work out in the end. 4-3 it is for GV, despite losing 3 games at the start. DTG almost there, almost, very almost. And it's now going to be 4-3 for GV. Well done to GV. And we only have around 12 minutes left until the next match. I will find the results for other teams. So let's get into launch. I'm missing one.
Maybe we can make this world a better place, and the tragedies and set our spirits free. Together we can bring
Okay, the next game we're going to be following, it will be GV once again. It's going to be Kang vs GV,
much too proud to lose faith.
and that will be played by okay, Battle's going to stream alongside me. So this time, okay, we have more results coming in. We have Feast winning 9v42, HLV winning Kang 4-1. So the next 9v actually doing quite well. 2 games against Feast, third in the spring season. So now this is going to be even more exciting to watch. In this stage, the top 2 will go into grand final, and the other 2 will go into the match for 3rd place.
You can be anything you wish to be. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Because in this world there are no limitations. We can make our way on through time and space. They keep trying to bring us down, but we know we're much too proud to lose faith. We have
Here we go.
what it takes. 'Cause we are a new generation.
Okay, I will change stuff behind the scenes, so just wait for me for a few moments.
they want from me. They take my hands, washing them in dirty.
Okay, so let's go back to the room. It's gonna be King versus GB. Straddle dying to see endgame play. Don't worry, you will see endgame very soon. I will be streaming them tomorrow. First, the second game, it is endgame versus Dinos. I will put that stream link up. But first game will be APA versus endgame, and that will be streamed by Fidget, and you will see the schedule soon. Here we go. Right, King and GB, we only have around 3 minutes left to go. So, King is going with Arid. We're going to go first with Cam Steer, and then Alpenshot and New Bay, and finally Normandy. Maddox here, he will take some moments in between games to analyze stuff. So this thing will go a little bit slow. I mean, in between matches, things will go a little bit slow. So bear with us. We will have GB with 5. I think they are still taking a little bit of a break after a very, very tight set of games you're seeing. So Kane is going with Arid in the T110E5, Johnston Churchill in the T110E3. I don't. That's a very interesting name. Because it was supposed to be Winston Churchill, not Johnston Churchill. And then we have Lai Dharma, not Dalai Lama, which is, and then Non-Yusk, not Elon Musk, and then Morphic, and then Ronnie Patel. I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if it's. I'm sure that I think it's called Patel. I think. Not Pate. No. It was called Pretty Patel, not Ronnie Patel. So I think who is Ronnie? I don't know. We have what's called a Home Secretary is called Pretty Patel, and then we have extremists here. Chibi is going with Double Eyes 4 by Officer and Berlin. Normat potentially in T22, but even in the Leopard 1. First time we're seeing it from Chibi, I presume. Yoga Govinda 225, Nubich, Mouse, and Tokyo Eyes 4. The reason why you might take a Leopard 1 is because mobility and really great gun. Very high DPM as well. But probably it's going to be the armor. Armor's not good at all. And it's quite big. So they have to be really careful with the Leopard 1, but the mobility of the gun would be the big difference here. Kane taking the T133, not a common choice. Not very good damage, and the gun is a bit bad to be honest with you. It's kind of weird. If you play it like a TD, it somehow doesn't work well. It's not like Yaguru where it's slow, but you have a really good alpha gun, and with that equipment, you have really good accuracy from afar. Not close up. Close up is a bit bad as well. So, however, you have 268, which has the same alpha but has much better mobility, and it's not as big and chunky. And then you have the T123, which is basically there is a turret, which is very important in games. And then finally, we have Hori, also the same as the 268, and yeah, you could see the point here. The T123 is kind of stuck in the middle a little bit, and the current meta doesn't favor tanks which are in the middle of the pile. Definitely not for lots of competitions as well. That is why you don't see a lot of tanks. Some teams just don't play in the ice for at all, because really it's a common tank pretty much stuck in the middle, and Nomad's going to put a tank potentially on A, but Progetto, another interesting choice by Kane. I don't really get their tank choice here. I think it's specific for particular positions, but when it comes to notations, that can be difficult. Morphic spotted, misses onto Nomad, but A is going to be captured by Berlin. So let's head down to Morphic Turtle at the moment. Don't think he is able to get into A, bounces onto Yoga Govinda, and hit points, and cap is going to be with GB now. The hit points also not with King. They have really low hit points because of Progetto, T123, and Vegas Lights. See, they have to trade a lot better than GB here. Unfortunately, this is Camstia, so I think for around 4 minutes of you will be seeing very dull gameplay. So I mean, what can they do in this situation? GB just have to defend. Kane needs to make that move, and I don't think at any minute Kane's going to make a move. So actually, why not? We take a look at Camstia. This is a very popular tourist destination for tank lovers. You have this church area which houses one of the most popular priests of all time in wargaming, and then you have the houses, really small houses, so you can enjoy the residential life there. I think there is one hotel. This is the not this one. I think there is a very popular hotel. This is, I think, the one here. You can live. You can book appointments in this hotel, and then you be enjoying the absolutely fantastic scenery right here. I mean, the hills, mountain ranges here, good for hiking, and and it's very close to the sea as well, I believe. And you have this river. It's like the Blue Danube. You can book a boat tour on a gondola, and then you can tour around the cityscape of Camsia. And with the houses here, I think this is the high street, probably. Lots of shops that you can shop here if you want to go a little bit fancy. Want to shop big brands. This high street is for you. And finally, you can do some camping around here. And this is the brewery. Produces one of the best beers and the whiskeys. Or beers, no, tequillas, because Camstia is pretty much Spanish, so tequillas. You will be able to enjoy the best tequillas in the entirety of the world. So why not spend a day on Camstia and enjoy yourselves, indulge yourself in some Spanish goodness. So this is Camstia for you. If you want more information, I think make sure you go to Wargaming's website, and I think Wargaming is going to provide an even better tour guide than I do. With Ronnie Patel looking to put a shot into Demon. Imagine Yakuza turning up to me in GV's corner, you know. Well, I think he will. I think he will call everyone to be cry babies, probably. I don't know. But the hip was still with GV at the moment. Ronnie Patel is going to put a great shot into Knob Edge. GV is not training well at this point. They have to be really careful. And GV is rotating backwards. B is going to be captured by Non-Yusk. So, great shot into Knob Edge. But Knob Edge needs to pick. Oh, Tokyo! Taking more than 1,000 damage. Hippos are now with Kane. Kane has done a tremendous job trying to get B. Are they able to get? I don't think so. I think they have to make a move on the other side. Progetto, Chunston, Wurchill. Tokyo also took a little hit. So absolutely, I think Kane needs to take a tank out, make a move. I think B might be a little bit too difficult to get though. And especially now GV's looking to pick a push onto Arid and Extremist here. Kane needs to make a move. They need to shut down Knob Edge as soon as possible. And Ronnie Patel is going to put a great shell into this. Yes, Knob Edge now going to be killed. And Tokyo is going to be the next focus for Kane. But Kane is absolutely trying their best in taking out Arid and also Extremist. Kane cannot stay here and do nothing. They have to kill off Tokyo. They need to get tanks out. The T-125 is not going to survive for long, but it's also taking JB way too long to take them out. Extremist is finally dead, but Arid is also dead. The Capos are with GB at the moment. They need to kill off Tokyo quickly. Lai Dawa kills off Tokyo, and he's going to fish. But Berlin is trying to cross through the bridge, gets tracked. But the Caps are with Kang at the moment. But if Kang loses a tank right now, things could change. Things could really change. And they're now trying to get a Capstar onto B. And despite that, they will have to win with the Caps. 1,000 cap points capturing B is very important. But Kang almost getting punished for trying to for spending way too long near C. But GV equally couldn't kill off the T-125s quickly enough, and that was a very interesting win from Kang. 4 tanks doing more than 2k, and GV no tanks doing more than 2k though. So they also dropped way too many hit points with Knob Edge and Tokyo. So great job to Kang for that. And Progetto, Morphic did 0 damage. So it will make some good egg fried rice, but I don't think Chunston Virtue, I don't know who is leading that one, will be happy about someone doing 0 damage. So now it's 1-0 for Kang. And we are on to the second match of Camstia. And it has taken a long time, you know. It has gone, has used up almost 7 minutes to be honest with you. And we are now seeing GB going with a triple IS forced by Officer Berlin and Tokyo, Nomad C22 Demon in the biggest light, Yogai in the T125 and Nutmeg. Mouse. King is going with double T125s by Extremist and Ronnie Patel. We also have the double IS force by Non-Usk and Morphic. You also have Lalai Dharma in the biggest light, Chance the Virtual in the Gorilla, and Arid in the Crown Bargain. Why not Sahara though? I mean, Sahara is a better name than Arid. So I wanted to speak to the manager of King, please. Please, I want Arid to change their name to Sahara. That would be pretty good. Yes. Nephron is going to spectator, is it not? Oh, he got eaten out of this. I think it's not allowed. Spectators are not allowed. Oh, Nephron is AFK. Okay. So we're going to start without Nephron. So sadly, yeah, that Nephron got eaten up by bad internet probably. And we're going to begin. We are waiting for Maddox to ready up, analyzing matches, and he is ready. We are now back on Cam Steer. Thank you, staying. Triple IS Force by Officer Melinetoki. Mouse by Nubbish. Nomads by T22. Yogai Govinda in the T125. And Demon in the biggest light. Chance the Worship and Gorilla. I don't know why you want to take a Gorilla on this map, but well, we have to interview King in the future then about this. Non-Usk and Morphictor in the double IS4, Arid in the Krumvag, Ronnie Patel in the T125 alongside Extremist and Lalai Dharma in the slide. And this time it's going to be a lot more quickly. This time, think you're not going to be seeing campy gameplay. GB has gone really aggressive onto C, and they're trying to secure B as well. But Lalai Dharma is there to reset Nomads, but he has taken a lot of hit from doing so. So Non-U is going to put a shell into Nomads, and I don't think Nomads is able to now get B, and it's going to run away. He's going to run away. Officer has taken a hit, but Arid in the Crown Bargain has to defend. But it's a good position for this tank because if GB hesitates, then Arid would have 3 shells in his clips ready to dish out to GV. So GV, if they want to kill off Arid, they have to do it quickly. Otherwise, it would have been bad. But also they have Chance the Virtual and Morphic ready to receive GV's push. So with B now getting captured by Nubedge, this time it's a mouse. So it's going to be a lot more difficult. It's going to be Kane that needs to make a move. Oh, that's a reset just in time. Nubedge. We have Lalai Dharma this time looking to put a great shell to Nubedge. Once again, chipping away hit points off GB nicely. But Chance the Virtual spotted in the Gorilla, taking a lot of hits here. So Chance the Virtual can't be Chungus now, and with a Non-Usk trying to put a shell into Nubedge, not quite so. Unfortunately, this this seems to go really quickly this time. Berlin taking a big hit, trying to rush onto Arid. This is what we are talking about. GB hesitating on Arid. This is going to bite them back. But great shells into Arid. Both teams not doing very well in terms of staying safe and cover. They have to stay safe though. Arid with 3 shells in this clip, now going to put shells left, right, and center onto Nomads potentially, but he's unspotted. We are seeing King Lalai Dharma in that biggest light, looking to put shells. I think he's going to put a lot of shells. Berlin is now 1 shot, so Berlin needs to be really careful. But the hit points are with King right now. Arid takes a lot of hits, so really Kang's game to lose. They just need to make great push, and that's going to be a win for them. Aaron needs to stay safe. He's now one shot, might be taken out by GV. He's going to pull back, and once again, not being trying to get B, but Northeast trying to put a great shell. GV are trying their best to pull it back, but you have Lalayama and also Ronnie Patel trying to stop Nubbish from getting the cap, but they're paying for this. Yoga giving the dropping reactive armor. I think this can be a great play onto Long East. Long East is now in deep trouble, otherwise known as Cornix Tiger, I believe. Long East tries to pull back, but Demon is going to shut down Long East alongside Yoga Govinda with I think Kang is in deep trouble. Chance the Word Shield and that Gorilla taking a big hit here. Ronnie Patel and those Light are still really healthy up there, but on the other hand, we have Berlin, the triple ice force holding here really well. Chance the Word is now dead. This game is going to be GV now. They have 2 caps. Kang needs to push. With Arid now dead, B is captured by Knob Edge, and GV is really leading this one. Tokyo is going to focus for Extremist but Morphic, but this is going to be soon joined by Demon, and Extremist needs to go in quickly. They need to shut down Berlin, and with Morphic Turn now dead, a kill onto Berlin just in time, but that was not going to help. Nomad's killed as well, but Extremist is going to go down very quickly, but Nubbish is going to be the mouse. Kang is focusing the mouse. With Extremist now dead, it's going to be a win for GV. Despite losing despite being down by around 2,000 hit points, really I think Kang, the tanks need a charge. They should have done something. They are a little bit slow, to be honest with you. So I think Kang, the last 2 games have been them being a little bit slow. And GV has 4 tanks, 2 more than 2k. Kang only 3 tanks. It's now 1-0. We are now on to Alpenstadt. I think what Kang did really well is that they chipped away hit points of GV Knights. They punished GV for being a little bit careless or trying to get B. Their persistence to get B is something to be appreciated, but I think a bit naive, knowing that Kang would just keep chipping hit points away from you. But I think Kang, the tanks near A, they should have done something. They should have rotated, not stayed there for way too long. And that was almost the case as well for the first game, with Kang staying way too long on C. Could have gone horribly wrong if GV was able to kill off the T-125. So I think the main problem for Kang, really, they should not put tanks in the same positions for way too long, despite able to farm from that position, because the main idea, the main problem is Kang, they have tanks spread out way too spread out. They need to consolidate quickly enough, because if you stay in that position at a far position way too long, that allows the other team, which is GV here, to focus fire relatively easily. So you don't want to do that. You want GV not to be able to focus fire. You want GV to focus the mouse. So absolutely, you have to make sure that you have to stay closely with one another when GB is looking to make a push onto isolated tanks. You have to do something on the other side if one of your isolated sides is getting heavily pushed out. So we're now to Alpenstadt, so it's a lot better now. We don't have to worry about Alpenstadt, being very campy. It never happens. New Bay also seldom goes to the point where it's going to use up all 7 minutes. However, Normandy can be the one. We have to see if it's going to be the case. But Nathan is not going to spectate though, so but he's ready, so I don't know why. But anyway. We're seeing Ice Fall by Non-Yusk, Morphic Tur, and Ronnie Patel. Double Crown Bargain, Mouse will be played by Arid, Double T-125 by Chance the Virtual and Extremist. Lalai Dala in the biggest light, we have GV going with Demon and Nomads T22 and Vic's Light. Yoga Govinda in the T125, Mouse, Berlin alongside Nubbage, Tokyo and Officer Double IS4. Nomads getting some spots up, important spots. Long Yusk is going to get into A. That's is what I say always. It's easier to get cap lead on A than on the north side and on south side, whichever way you go, because the problem is the caps are closer to A than to closer to the north side than to the south. They're trying to get B at the same time with double mouse, but they are unable to reset there. That would mean GB will get cap lead, but at the same time, they can farm the mouses for days. Aaron is trying to hold them off nicely there, but the GB's Berlin is showing the side armor though. But Aaron's not going to stay for long here. Absolutely, Ronnie Patel, great shot into Berlin. The hip was still with King at the moment. They're trying to shut down Aaron, but Chancellor Virtue is in deep trouble. He is isolated there. Absolutely, Kang can't stay behind. I'm not sure why Non-Yu is trying to go into the enemy spawn. Definitely will have to take a long time to rotate backwards to support Berlin's now one shot. And now we're going to be seeing Chancellor Virtue in deep trouble and should have rotated. Given that GB is trying to shut down that tank there, because now Chancellor Virtue is going to go down. GB is with the cap, the hit point pool lead there. Not edge. I think Kang might have to focus on up edge, or I think they're going to ignore the mouse. Berlin saying Iraq. I don't know what you mean by that, but Rolly Patel is now going to put a full clip into Tokyo. Tokyo is going to go down. The hit points are now in huge favor of GB right now, more than 2,000 hit points of advantage. With Tokyo now dead, their guns are now onto Officer, but Morphic is going to go down now. And Yoga Govinda kills that tank off. Extremist going to be the next tank down as well. Ronnie Patel, Extremist getting eviscerated there. Not sure if that was an ammo rack, but Officer is now dead. It's not very though. Not ish rams into Ronnie Patel. And Yoga Govinda puts great show to Long Yusk. And it's definitely GB's game this time. Definitely you're seeing Kang's inexperience here. Chunks the Virtue should have rotated much earlier. And the mouse Aaron should have pulled back, I believe, when the double mouse are trying to push onto that tank. Meanwhile, I would say some questionable movement by Long Yusk as well in the IS4. He has to go a long way back to support teammates. Not sure what happened to Extremist there. Didn't do a lot of damage despite not being the first tank down. So not a good game for Kane by any means. It shows really their inexperience and Chancellor Virtue. I'm not sure if the caller asked Chancellor Virtue to stay there, but definitely not a great idea. Gotta say, I probably stuck way too much with their initial strat. They have to, you know, be a little bit more flexible with their strategies, and it's really a long. Long gone the days are to be long. It has been. Don't know how to phrase it well, but the days are long gone for games to be won by initial strats. It's now all about your mid to late game phases, your reaction right here. This is what wins you the games. GB 5 tanks doing more than 2k, and it's probably actually me getting ready for a longer time than Maddox, but Maddox still breathing probably. So Kane going with double T57 heavy by Chancellor Virtue and Morphic. There we go. Gone are the days which games are won by initial strategies. So games are now won by mid to late game reaction. We saw the first 3 wins by DTG. This is what wins you the games, but GB, they don't need a big pep talk this time. They are looking very dominant and convincing. We have double IS4 by Officer and Tokyo, Berlin and Nutbush, double mouse, Norm at C22, Yoga Govinda T125, Demon, Vic's Light, Kane, Arid and the IS4. And then we have Lalai Dharma, making it like non-use T125 alongside extremist Ronnie Patel. T125. Here we go. Kane versus GB once again on the second game on Alpenstein. Maddox has finished his analysis, so now we are in. What is Kane going to do with double T57 heavy this time? I wonder. But let me know your thoughts quickly. I know there is a 5-minute delay on the stream, so I think you will know very soon. The T57 heavy is ooh. Let's see what they're doing. Great shot into the up edge, but bounce first. Morphic Tur, great shot there. Chance to virtual on the clip reload. Also Morphic Tur, yes. Great shots to the up edge, but not by a lot. Hit point still with GB at the moment. So, what are we going to be seeing here? Are we going to be seeing Camp Fest now? Tokyo going into way. No. Oh, GB. I think this could be really big here. They are trying to push on to T125s, but they have the reactive armor and speed boost, so will it work? That would legislate a move on Kang. They need to make a move on the other side, but that means Kang has to focus the mouse, probably. Or they can ignore the mouse downright and support their teammates. This might be the thing that Kang would do. They're trying to kill off Berlin, but that would take them so long to do so. So I think they have to ignore the mouses with long ears now killed. Next target down would be Extremist, probably. They have made a move after knowing, oh, now Berlin's dead. Extremist now dead. The T125s are taken down very quickly after they have lost their reactive armor. Ronnie Patel needs to pull back on the speed boost, but will it be quick enough? I think he might get tracked here. Going to reload all his 3 clips, and now he's going to push shell into Nomats. Focus on Nomats right now, and unfortunately, are they focusing the mouse? Oh, Kane doing what GB is very famous of, focusing the mouse. This is what GB wants you to do. Don't focus the mouse, and Ronnie Patel is going to be the next target down. Not Itch is finally dead, but at the cost of 4 tanks, so this is not good trade at all. So with Kane now 3 tanks compared to 5, I would say over. It's over. For Kane, GB going to win this one. Demon's dead. Finally, the T57 heavies wasn't able to do a lot, I would say. Only able to focus the mouse. I think Kang shouldn't have focused the mouse in the first place. Allow the mouse to rotate at a longer time, because really GB has to hit the numerical advantage on the other side. And also they have waited for a little bit to rush the T125s at the end. So great job to GB, and now they are on the match point 3-1 to GB. And here we see GB 6 tanks 2 more than 2k, and Kang 2x. Even better egg fried rice, but that's not good enough. 2-0 damage. You can do better than this, Kang. Don't focus the mouse, please, next time like that. GB wants to focus the mouse, so Kang, hopefully they will learn from this mistake and do a lot better next. Okay, here we go. We have GB going with double T125 by Nomad, Yoga and Vinda, double Ice Force by Officer and Tokyo, Demon T22, Nubbage, Berlin, double Mouse, King, M6Yo, yes! Will be played by Morvictor, and also Lala Dama, double Crown by Long Yusk and Rolly Patel, one T125 by Extremist, Chunster Worship, the Mouse, and Aaron in the IS4. Here we are, 7 vs 7. We are waiting for Maddox to finish his analysis, but I think it will be a short one because I think the only thing you could say in the last one, Viking lost. They focused the mouse, simple, and GB did really well, timing the push onto T125. I don't think there is a lot to say, to be honest, with that. So there we go. Hopefully, Maddox is going to finish up soon. And then we'll head into potentially the last game. Match point to GV on New Bay. It's very heavy oriented, so GV once again going with only one medium tank. They love their medium, so I really like GV with their take on mediums. Boo! It's okay, no mediums. I hate you. Joking. I love you guys. So here we are, King versus GV. Well, I mean, XR is not the only clan that takes the T123. Straits is possibly another clan. You have to give credits to Dark Magician Girl for this. If anyone from the NA service watching this, then you know I'm giving a shout out to Dark Magician Girl. So please say hi to her. I think it's him. I think Dark Magician Girl said that the pronouns are he or him. So I might be wrong. So please correct me about this. GV is now committing most of their tanks, or they're going very aggressive into the city side. No, this is GB. I mixed up the teams. This is not good. Oh, look at Kane. Trying to, punish GB for crossing. They have done fine. They have chipped away some good amount of hit points, but see, they don't have anyone to reset there. I don't know why, but could have sent some tanks, but anyway. The M6O are rotating, and this can be big, but they cannot have the Kravagan stay that passively right here, because it's 2 versus 4 right here. The M6O can't do much to shut down those T125s there, so it's all on really the Kravagans. They might need to do a rotation. They absolutely don't need 3 tanks up there. Arid can do rotation. Kravagans can stay there to shut down GB's trying to cross. But the Ice Wall, I don't think there's good purpose with that tank to stay there. Not really good accuracy, so rotate. GB no, King, rotate. Arid, it's going to cut across GV like that. Can you do this? I think that's illegal. I don't know. Nobbish is going to put a shell into Arid. It is going to be the case. Both players are trading equally. The hit points are still with King. And Arid is crossing. Oh, it's going to take a lot of hits here. I think that was a bad play by Arid, but at the same time, King is making a play, but focus on Berlin because that's the only tank they can focus at the moment, so you can't blame them for this. We're focusing the mouse, but absolutely now focus Officer, but they bounce 2 shells, which is not good indeed. They need to put their shells in. Officers now getting eviscerated. They have definitely taken my advice not to focus the mouse. Now they're looking to get Tokyo next, because Tokyo does not have the reactive armor, so... But they are going to focus the mouse because the mouse has lower hit points and Berlin is taken out. And it's now going to be more than 3,000 hit points, or no, 2,000 hit points of 3,000 hit points advantage for Kang's side. They need to take tanks out. They need to kill off Demon. Demon is the medium tank. They want that tank out. Lale Dama ramming into Nuppish doing more than 100 damage. That's good. Morphictor is looking for Demon. bounces onto Demon. They can't afford to bounce. But more Victor is that an error right here? Take it out so quickly, so the hit points are now even. Stevens. Berlin is calling for E5. Not used is looking for Tokyo. Kang's focus fire have tailed off quite considerably, and now the hit points are with GB. And if GB keeps up like this, I think this game will go to GB, and I think Kang will be punching their iPads for letting this one go, because no means Kang should have thrown this one away. The focus fire from Kang didn't really do well in the late stages, so well done to Kang for focusing the tanks in the end. And not about focusing the mouse this time. It's all about focus fire. It wasn't really good for Kang this time, so it is going to be GV 4-1 against Kang, and that's going to be the end of the stream tonight. Thank you all for watching, and with Demon killed by Rodney Patel, it's not going to be enough, I would say. Nomad's going to put a great HE shell into the backside of Rodney Patel, and it's going to be 4-1 to GB. GB winning 2 games. Great stuff by GB and Kang. This, I don't think, would legislate them to be. I think they have to do a lot better in order to be in top 8, but this is definitely not good enough. They have to do a lot better in the next few rounds. But GB, 5 tanks do more than 2k, 0 damage for Berlin. Doesn't matter. He is the one that does the pep talk, so credits to him for doing that. So doesn't matter if he does 0 damage. It's just like Maddox. Maddox doing 0 damage, but very influential. So well done to GB, and 4-1 for them. And they have 2 points in the group. And here we are. Great job.
Promise me you'll get me through. Just tell me I can do this too. For everything we fight to never lose.
Right.
Everything we want. Oh, is
Do we have results as well?
just like I need you. Oh, it's just like you need me. Oh, straight unknown, don't you bail on me now. I got the world.
Apparently, it's Maddox game crashing on Kang's after the game, Kang's second game on Open Start. Ooh, interesting. 450Bs. Very. The armor is not going to build well. It could not. It could, but horribly wrong. And you have to stay really safe. You don't want to lose unnecessary hit points with the 50Bs. But okay, so I think you will have the stuff for tomorrow, I believe. No, on 18th of June. So there's a 1 day of break, and everything should be fine. And this has been me, well, with Telper. It's always been a pleasure to be following community tournaments. So apart from that,